Hi guys, so today I am going to be doing a DIY dare video, and for this video I am going to be making a Polymer Clay Bow. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need an oven, and you're going to need some Polymer Clay. I recommend getting 2 colors, but you can use 1 if you'd like. And definitely a little bit of an eye pin, a head pin, just something that you can stick a charm into, because bows, oh no, I just bent it. Eureka. But, anyways, I was saying that bows, they are, they're not really something that you can, play around with. Like, if I were creating food or something, I could just, use a bow or something, I wouldn't have to put a head pin in it, because, I could use it for dolls and stuff. But stuff like this, I would like to use head pins for. But anyways, you're going to need to take some Polymer Clay and roll it out into a ball. 1 bigger ball and then 1 smaller ball. And then taking your bigger ball, roll it out. And this doesn't have to be fat or thin. And you can even make marbles, like a marbled look if you like. And it doesn't really matter if this is thin or thick. And if you mess up, just re-ball it, whatever you'd like to say. And bada boom. And I forgot to mention scissors, but you will definitely need some scissors here as well. And then once you roll it up into your ball, flatten it out. And I recommend having a hard surface. As you can tell, well, you can't tell right now, but I can. I'm getting a cardboard box to set my work up on top of, or on, I don't know, just something hard. Now I just think I'm just going to use a book for filming purposes. And then once you get it all nice and flattened out, make sure that you can get it into a nice, even looking section. And I recommend to use the flatter side, not the side that has all of those little points in it. Then even it out, and you can even use some scissors to cut it off and even it. And you'd like to have rounded edges. So that is another need for scissors. So then once you do that, and if instead of getting a second color, you can just use the extras if you had any. But I think a smaller ball works better just in case if you don't. And then fold your 2 edges inward. Your 2 sides, inward. And you can try to kind of pinch it. And that's kind of another way for scissors. You can just pinch it up and down a little bit. Then you have this really cute little looking thing. And then taking your smaller ball, just roll this out into a long, thin strip. And then flatten this out as well. And you can even kind of double it if you'd like, or redo it if you don't like how it looks. Then put the strap onto it. And then you can use an X-Acto knife or Olfa knife, like a rotary knife if you'd like. Or you could just use your scissors and mark little spots. right on there like that. And if you did the pinching technique, you might still have just a little bit of like marks on there, but then it should begin to look kind of like this. And then for those little hole spots, just take your finger, and you can get it wet if you'd like, because sometimes that helps it a little bit too. And you can pinch the two little sides so that they make a better fit. And do the same onto the end. And you may need to redo some of the sections. And try not to make it look too perfect. Try to make each section a little bit more wider. But yet try not to make it look kind of like it's a dog bone. If you know what I mean. And then once it is pretty well perfected, you can clean off your blade or scissors and then fix up anything. Like maybe some detailing lines. If you kind of accidentally messed those up, you can fix that. Make it look a little bit better if you need to. And then ta-da! You have your bow. So next you take an eye pin and cut it to the correct size. And that is why I like to stick it inside of the sponge. And you can use like wire cutters if you'd like. But I still like to stick it into the sponge even if I am using wire cutters. That way there's a less chance of the piece flying and maybe hurting somebody or something like that. And then cut. And since I am kind of using a thinner one, that's why I just cut it. And then taking the eye pin, you are then going to just stick it, and you can stick it right down the middle. No, it went out the wrong side. Girl, it went out like right over here. And then I like to take some blades or scissors, just something, and smoothen out all of the edges. And try to stick it in there really well so that the eye pin will not move around. And I also recommend to, like, if you are going to send this to somebody for a review maybe, line up all the, like, the back too. And the back is usually the cleanest part. Look at my front and then look at my back. I think I'm just going to be using my back when it comes to projects, but that is what it looks like. Now, depending on the directions, I used Ep.3, but depending on the clay that you used, you may need to do some things differently. Like, you may want to maybe, like, the oven baking time. For Ep.3, it says to do it on 275 for 50 minutes per 1/4 inch. So I just pretty much just used not even 1/4 of an inch, but just Yeah. So I'm just going to bake it for 15 minutes on 275. I hope that this helped. Bye. Good luck.